when things were cancelled, when they were added, creative in that. For example, oh, sorry. So there's a lot of things that we can do, things store about online that you can find depending on your subject. If you subject and look for games and quizzes, I'm sure you'll find a lot. We're showing different fun through exactly. I mean, chemistry for me is kind of like I wish I had done it in year 11 and 12. I didn't choose chemistry, which was a pity. But so it's kind of like, I should have done that. I should have done that. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of my subjects at school. You can do treasure hunts with history, with any subject really, at any age. Sometimes we think that games are just for kids, and teenagers also need games. They need to have that fun time where learning is fun again. You know, a student, the other day we did kind of like a typical snakes and ladders. It was just snakes and ladders based on questions to revise a particular topic. Now, from Googled, you know, I found out different things. My students will, and at the end, do you remember? Honestly, for me, that was so sad. So sometimes we do need to, testing is still an important aspect. I teach year 11 and 12. I know the importance of assessment, but can we do that assessment in a different way? Earlier today, somebody asked about the alternatives to benchmarks. I don't only have that final test. I have the final test, but also a presentation and an assignment that they submit, because presentations and assignments go through a process. So, and I weigh them out evenly, 50%, 50%, because I honestly think that it's not fair for students who are like me that might not do well in tests, but do very well in assignments. So I might not get an A in the end, and I don't care. I got a B in some subjects. I got A's in others, B's in others, and C's in others. So, but my learning process, at least it wasn't just C's, where, you know, I knew my level. I know that I was good in specific moments. So we need to be able to explore that with our students and give them that ability. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope I answered most of your questions. I think I did. If you do have another one, we've got a few minutes for a question. So please feel free to ask away. Okay. Students, okay, just as mentioned, students are not allowed to use laptops. How can you make your lessons engaging with Kahoot and other engaging games with their laptops? But if they're not allowed to use laptops, then you can't use laptops. How can you do engaging? I mean, you can still do engaging games. I mean, Kahoot is just a matter of who gets the right answer first. So what you can do is you can get pieces of paper, if it's multiple choice, A, B, or C, and each person raises the, you know, each group chooses, like, you got A, B, C, D. Maybe you got it on the board or whatever, and they put the card to the front, and then, okay, let's have a look at the answer, and then we all see the answers. So that still can be done. Don't just think that the only way to engage is through technology. You can do a lot of engagement in all subjects. You don't need technology for that. What you need is games and fun. When I do games, I rarely use technology, and I'm a technology enthusiast. So there's many things that we can do. You know, quizzes.com, definitely something useful. Thank you, Mirpur. Let's have a look if we have any questions. No. It's designed to only measure learning, but also enhance it. that is coming next week. Enhancing as measuring learning, but also enhancing it. Next week we'll be looking at cultivating growth and development. Okay, so that's coming next week. And then at the end of the month, we'll be looking at empowering instruction with data, leveraging assessment insights for student success. So that topic, that question is another assessment, is another webinar alone. And we'll be having it in the next 2 weeks. We'll be looking at database testing, and then of course, cultivating growth and development, which will be a lot of. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. Anne is asking about other methods I did now, not just the paper, the final test assessments. So thank you so much for joining, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye, everyone.